Okay, Fit Family, this is another episode of Fitness Talk with yours truly, Johnny Fit Pro. I'm here in the Fox Den at Johnny Fox Fitness. We're just going to put some information out here today for our sport-specific athletes, competitive, our youth. It's summertime and they're trying to prepare for their sport of interest, trying to get a year-round approach to strength and conditioning is the way to go. Not allowing your kid to just try to get in shape as they play the sport. That is the opposite of what you want to do. That increases your chance of injury. All the research has been told that if you want your kid to stay playing injury-free, you need a year-round strength and conditioning program in place for that adolescent, and with a focus of athletic development. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about keeping it simple as it pertains to agility. We're going to look at one particular agility movement today that can help your youth get better instantly this week. All this information that I go by, I'm certified through the National Strength and Conditioning Association as a certified strength and conditioning specialist. This is also the same certification that NFL collegiate coaches tend to have. Doesn't matter what sport they are coaching, the highest level of strength and conditioning expertise come through the National Strength and Conditioning Association. So, with that being said, I'm giving a lot of credit to them because I use this information, I apply it, and now I'm trying to give it to you so you can apply it with your kids. If you're a coach, high school coach, you may not have the ability to afford a certified strength and conditioning coach on your staff where you are located. Therefore, sometimes us coaches have to play dual roles in the process of athletic development. So I'm here for those coaches who don't have a lot of background, and I'm trying to give you some tools in your tool belt to help you get more out of your least player, because you're only as good as the most unathletic person on your team. If you can increase he or she's athletic performance, your overall performance, athleticism over your whole team will increase. Not the best athlete on your team, but the least athlete is who we have to be able to make measurable differences with as we're doing strength and conditioning concepts. Now, today we're going to focus on agility because it's summertime, the kids have nothing to do. If you're a kid and you're looking for some things to do, this will be a drill to improve agility. I have a few, but I'm only going to give one or two here today so we keep it simple. The first thing is, I'm going to just read the statement in this article, but is line drills can be an excellent way for athletes to improve their footwork, speed, and coordination. And this article contains several examples of easy to implement line drills. So that's where we're kind of starting off with. So what I want to do, the first drill that we want to talk about today is forward and backward line hops. There's a line usually on the basketball court or on the football field somewhere. You can create your own line with chalk if you need to do this outside on the concrete. There's many ways just create a 2 to 3 foot line for each player. If you got fields of play, you can line them up straight across 10 to 15 players deep, and maybe 3 groups, right? So if you got 10 lines, you got 3 groups, that's 30 players that you can be doing this sport-specific athletic development, agility, working on agility at the same time, training more people in less time. Again, forward and backward line hops. So This is a level 1 type exercise, so this is for your beginner level athletes, ones that don't have a lot of body control, and of course you're gonna have different variations of a youth or adolescent. You may have some that have awesome control, then you're gonna have some that have no control. You're gonna have some that can barely move. So you got to keep it simple to get something out of it for your least athletic person on your team of sport, right? So with the forward and backward line hops, the athlete would stand parallel to the line, then hop back and forth with the feet together for a specific period of time, 30 seconds. I say 15 seconds to 30 seconds. Again, keep it short. So I'm gonna say just do 15 seconds at one time and give them a break. If you want to really resemble the particular energy system that we're working here, it's fast twitch muscle fibers. So 15 seconds of work followed by maybe a 45-second or 30-second period of rest, depending on their conditioning level. Or you can set this for repetition. I suggest time, because you got a timer, you got a whistle, you can start them and you can stop them, right? One whistle to start, 2 whistles to stop them from working. You can do it that way. You can choose to do your whistle commands the way you desire. But the timing, after the athlete lands for each hop, he or she should immediately push off and hop to the other side of the line with no extra hops or bounces to occur, right? You're just going on a repetition based back, forth, under control, trying to maintain what I call the power position, right? And if you don't know what the power position, you can leave a comment and I'll address that for you specifically when we start talking about the universal position of sports, which is the power position. So if you have that question, please just leave a comment and we'll address that. So now there's a total volume of work that you're going to do doing these forward and backward line hops, right? In my program, I might have more than one exercise that I'm going to do, but I'm going to keep it simple and maybe pick 3 to 4. And on this line hop forward and back, I might want to get 3 to 4 sets of 15-second intervals, making sure that they can be under control, have good movements and all that, with those 30 to 45-second breaks of time to work on somewhat of a conditioning aspect. But you want them to be fresh to be able to focus on the technique, because the technique is more important than just getting a bunch of reps in. So my advice would be, don't do this for conditioning. Do it for the ability of learning the kids how to move better, how to change direction, how to maintain proper body mechanics when I talk about the power position as it pertains to sport when you're doing this particular action. So I may start out, okay, I'm gonna get 15 seconds of work, but I might give them 45 to 60 seconds of rest to coach up what I'm seeing is wrong while the 15 seconds of work happen. I don't try to coach it up as much during the work. I coach it before the work, and then I coach it a little bit more after the work. And here's my rule of thumb when I'm coaching them up. Some kids are not gonna be able to do it correctly, even maybe in the first 12 weeks of training. And you gotta be patient enough with that and accept what you can get out of the situation. But make sure that you are giving 2 encouraging coaching compliments versus 1 negative. Because sometimes their one bad thing is not that bad, it's incorrect, but it's not bad, but you don't want to hound them on it being incorrect. You just want to encourage them on the things they are doing good, but still say, all right, I still want you to focus a little bit more on A, B, C, D, or the power position when you land. Those things you have to be able to identify as a coach, right? As far as the mechanics of movements, and they are mechanics. We're talking about jumping when we're going, accelerating, then we're talking about landing, decelerating, right? And what kind of body positions those are, whether it's on a single leg or double leg. So keep all those things in mind. So the variation, that takes me to the variation of it, which is the single leg variation of the 2 feet hop forward and back, right? They get really good at doing the 2 feet hop and forward and backward hop. Our variation to take it to another level would be a single leg version of that. And of course, you're going to do equal number of reps on each side of the body to try to have some symmetry into what we're doing and strengthening your youth for your program. So understand, keeping it simple is the best thing you can do. If you're not as experienced, you don't have certifications, try to pick one thing that you can add into your program and think about doing it for 12 weeks. And when I know your more athletic kids can do more, but that he or she is not the one you're trying to affect the most. You're trying to affect your least athletic person on your team. Can I bring them up, right? Make my what we used to say, make our average players good players, make our good players great players, and make our great players fantastic leaders. That's how it kind of takes the approach of developing youth, because your best athlete typically going to be your best athlete regardless. But to get your team better, you got to affect on the least of the group and get them better significantly, right? And you can do that by doing simple, sound fundamentals of agility work, just as we talked about today. Again, here's fitness talk, doing a strength and conditioning, or I should say sports specific, dealing with our youth athletes today. And we want to make sure that master this motion first before you try putting other things into the equation, because overcomplicating activity for kids you don't really get better doing that, right? You get better by doing the same thing over and over again, repetitive, until they master it, because the repetition breeds the confidence. So when they're in their game of sport, maybe it starts to come out in it as well, is the ultimate thing. So thank you for tuning in today. I am Coach Johnny Fit Pro here at Johnny Fox Fitness in the Fox Den today. And today's topic of conversation was agility for youth sports. So here we go. Try that at home. Until next time, I'm out.